Artie Lange's name's in the dictionary. Under funniest, the type of comedy that makes the big buck. What's the name? Artie Lange. What's the name? Artie Lange. What's the name? Artie Lange. We all came to party with Artie Lange. What's the name? Artie Lange. What's the name? Artie Lange. We all came to party with Artie Lange.
Are you guys really ready? Are you ready for the man? Tonight's a big night for him, man. You are seeing Artie Lange at the top of his game, ladies and gentlemen. A triple threat, ladies and gentlemen. Union, New Jersey's
I'm glad Heath Ledger died, and I'll tell you why. I could finally get all the movie roles I was losing out to that. I can't tell you how many times it came between me and Heath Ledger for a part in a movie, and that always got it because he had abs and an accent. I auditioned for Brokeback Mountain. I had a great audition. I f***ed the shit out of Jake Gyllenhaal's ass. How's that feel, Jake? Hey, Jakey. How's that feel, Jake? I improvised. I f***ed his ass. I f***ed his mouth. Take that taste back to Reese Witherspoon. You know, I think I got a lawsuit against the movie Brokeback Mountain. There should be a thing on the DVD. 32 minutes in, two dudes. Look, I don't hate anybody, but I'm an Italian guy from Jersey. I got Italian uncles, you know, like two dudes is like a horror movie to me. You know, two dudes to me in a movie is like when, you know, like when Jason comes out of the river in Friday the 13th, like, damn. Because that movie's a con. It lulls you to sleep. It starts out like a regular Western. Two guys lassoing shit. You know, sawing shit, building huts. I don't know, whatever the fuck they do. And you know, it looks like a John Wayne movie, you know? And then like a half an hour in, you're going, hey, where's the hot chick that they There was a hot chick in a John Wayne movie. You're like, where's Renee goddamn Zellweger? What's going on? And then one night out of nowhere, it's a little rainy out. And Jake Gyllenhaal goes into Heath Ledger's tent, and in the middle of the night, Heath Ledger just figures out he's a gay guy. I don't know. Without even asking, flips Gyllenhaal over and just goes, and how lucky Gyllenhaal was a gay guy, too. What are the odds? I mean, that's some bullshit. You ask a guy first. That's a little presumptuous. I don't mind two guys, but if I'm the guy getting, you ask me first. Bullshit. I mean, come on, man. Look, let me explain it to you. If it's 1963, and you figure out all of a sudden you're a gay cowboy, look, there's plenty of gay cowboys. Tony Romo, there's a gay cowboy. He's not, I got to avoid a lawsuit. He's not gay. But he is a fat chick. Eli Manning may be a dork, but he's got a chick than Jessica Simpson right now. Jessica Simpson started out looking like Jessica Simpson. Now she looks like Chris Farley from those Gap sketches. And you're a fruity generation, you young. You probably like Jessica Simpson, but let me tell you something. To me and all my buddies who I used to play baseball with, Jessica Simpson will always be the who broke up 98 Degrees. Remember 98 Degrees' first couple albums before they sold out, man? The words of Drew and Nick Lachey, they spoke to me, man. It was like a young Springsteen or Neil Young. And could you imagine if your 15-year-old son told you he liked the group 98 Degrees? Would you ever stop punching him in the face? Where the f did I go wrong? Here's a goddamn Motorhead CD, you piece of shit. Back to the two guys in Brokeback Mountain. No, seriously, I mean, it was just so presumptuous just to fuck Jake Gyllenhaal. You don't do that. If I was a director, I would have shot that movie properly. Not in a rude way. It would have been polite. Like, here's how the scene should have went. Heath Ledger should have said, hey, I'm gay. And here's a dude. Flipped Gyllenhaal over and went, oh, wait, you're homosexual, right? Because if you're not, you're gonna what I'm about to do right now. But if you are a gay guy, I think you're gonna love it. Been traveling around. I went to Vegas recently, and for a degenerate like me, Vegas is like a walk down memory lane, you know. Last time I went to Vegas, I went to my old coke dealer's kid's bar mitzvah. It was not... It's a good kid. He rolls a good joint real quick. The kid bitched about the cheap gift I gave him. I said, well, that's because your old man overcharged me for blow for 20 years. Everything's crystal meth. Anybody here do crystal meth? Oh, it's always one dude. He'll blow you guys. He'll blow you. Crystal meth's a good drug if you need to walk to St. Louis one weekend. No, but for a while I got enormously fat, and not that I'm like, you know, Callista Flockhart now, but I was way fatter. You know, I was getting these telltale signs from life that I was fat. Like, I was in Vegas and I got a whore. I'm not gonna lie to you, I paid for it. You know, look at me, f you. Anyway. And I her and she says, hey, do you want this new thing? I ordered what they call the hooker alarm clock. And what that is, the hooker will blow you in the morning to wake you up. And before you judge me, it's the best $15 I have ever spent. So my gut got so big, what happened was in the morning she's blowing me, and I wake up and over my huge stomach, all I could see were like 2 pieces of teased blonde hair going up and down. I'm like, what's going on? Is the dude from Flock of Seagulls blowing me? Flock of Seagulls was a band in the 80s. Sorry I didn't say Spencer Conrad or Lauren Pratt or something. Nah, man, it was just 2 pieces of teeth. Like, it could have been a rooster or something. My buddy called me up and said, hey, Art, how's Vegas? I was like, great, something's blowing me. Which, by the way, is the name of my second book, Artie Lange. Something's blowing me. Thank you. Wow, it's fun being in a nightclub drinking water. Well, when you're a loser, that's what happens. Another telltale sign that I was getting fat. Remember a couple summers ago, the big Rosie O'Donnell, Donald Trump feud? God, New York is such a resilient city. We lived through 9/11, the Trump-O'Donnell feud. We're great, man. But this is how you know you're getting fat. During the big Rosie Trump feud, this hot chick comes up to me down Fifth Avenue and says, by the way, I am so on your side in this feud. Trump is a jerk. And I was gonna correct her, but she was hot. Turns out both Trump and Rosie O'Donnell get better pussy than I do. I don't know what they're fighting about. No, so, you know, I'm ashamed of this, but I let her think that and I ate her out. Somewhere in the Midwest there's a chick working at a bank telling her coworkers that on her trip to New York City, Rosie O'Donnell ate her pussy. And she had a mustache and she was hungry. And she kept calling a bookie about a jet score. I wish that was an isolated incident with me, but I've let chicks think I'm another celebrity just to get laid. Just to get any sex. I wish I had a dime for every time in the 90s a chick left New York City thinking she blew Newman from Seinfeld. And I was a motherfucker back then. As the chick approached my dick, I'd make her go, "Hello, Newman." I did a lot of drugs, man, a lot of drugs. It's true. Thank you for laughing. But, I mean, it is funny. I fell asleep on the biggest radio show ever 80 times. But, I did drugs wrong. I'm the only guy who ever got fat on cocaine. I went to rehab for coke, and a black guy came up to me and said, "Damn, man, what are you pouring that shit on, cheeseburgers?" You the fattest cokehead I ever seen. That's the way black guys talk to my rehab. I went to rehab in 1888. It would have been so much fun to go to rehab in 1888, or like an AA meeting in 1888 with a black guy. That would have been fun, Like, you get up to the podium and go, "Hi, I'm Artie Lange, and I'm an alcoholic." "Hello there, Artie." Might you be so kind as to tell me what your drug of choice is? Now, I've tried to figure out, why do I do drugs? When I was in high school, the anti-drug slogans were the worst. Like, just say no, that worked. Try saying no to the drug dealer on the corner of 136th and Lenox. Like, no. "Yes, bitch." Nancy Reagan said. Another big one was, hugs are better than drugs. That was actually on bumper stickers. My mother used to yell that to me because she thought it would work. "Remember, Artie, hugs are better than drugs." And I believed her. I believed everything my mother said until the first time I got high at a party. I leaned back and I was like, wow, this is way better than when my mother hugs me. What else was that crazy broad been lying to me about? Am I not the most handsomest boy in New Jersey? Do I not have great bone structure? Am I not smart enough to be an astronaut? Is Vic Damone not really our uncle? Does even Fonzie not masturbate? Hugs are great, but better than drugs? Come on, let's not lie. Let's not lie to the kids. Hugs are not better than drugs, and I can prove it to you. I never drove to Harlem at 4 a.m. to get somebody to hug me. Hey, Carlos, here's 20 bucks. Just put your arms around me, man. I need you tonight, Carlos. I mentioned before that I like gambling. I used to gamble on the NBA, but the NBA are a bunch of hypocrites. Do you know what the NBA's motto is for kids? Stay in school. Tell that to LeBron game. Hey, LeBron, screw the 90 million. Brush up on your biology. They're hypocrites. If the NBA weren't hypocrites and they really wanted to promote staying in school, at the All-Star game, instead of a slam dunk contest, hold a spelling bee for the player. Be more fun to watch, I guarantee. What'd be more fun to watch? A basketball player dunking again, or Stephon Marbury trying to spell receipt? Or Wednesday, or one of those tricky... I know what you're saying. Art, you're the hypocrite. You can't spell receipt or Wednesday. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm not telling kids to stay cool either. I have a different message for the children. Mine involves a Filipino whore and some acid. Fire! I watch sports now and I get pissed. Too many good-looking guys in sports. A good-looking guy who's great at sports has everything. You know what I mean? Like, you know who I hate? Tom Brady, man. I know all you whores love him, but you. He ain't you. He's going through the Victoria's Secret catalog. I don't think you're in it. Tom Brady just pisses me the... His life is so... like 3 Super Bowl rings. He leaves one supermodel who he has a kid with. She gets pregnant, so you're not hot enough. And then he goes from one supermodel to Gisele Bündchen. So now he's Gisele Bündchen, and he looks like a model. I'm not a fan, but he looks like a model. Gisele Bündchen looks like a way better model, don't get me wrong. But he's like, how much better could his life get? Like, what's gonna happen? He'll be eating out Gisele Bündchen, and he'll like find $1 million in her pussy. Yeah, honey. Whoa. Whoa, my tongue just hit something. Oh, that's a piece of gold bullion. Just like everything valuable's in her like, honey, look, I just found a rookie Mickey Mantle card. In mint condition. And it smells like Gisele Bündchen's pussy. That's a $5 million car. Like, what else could he find? Oh my God, honey, there's a Golden Globe Award in your pussy. Gisele Bündchen's like, oh, Leonardo DiCaprio must have left that there. Brady gets all pissed off. Yeah, well, I'm putting a Super Bowl ring in there for Wesley Snipes to find in 2 years. You know you're a hot guy if you could store shit in a hot chick's pussy. For me, it wouldn't be anything cool. It'd be like, I don't know, like an O'Doul's and some weed. So I'm a Giant fan. Yeah! Any Jet fans here? Yeah! I'm sorry. I had an uncle who was a degenerate gambler. Surprise. Really, Art? Your father wasn't a doctor? Or your uncle wasn't a scientist? No, he's a degenerate gambler, and he told me this when I was young. He told me this about the Jets. This is a true story. He goes, Art, when I was a kid, I was into the Jets, and then I got older and I got into girls. And then I got back into the Jets because I realized there's times when a girl won't you, but the Jets will always you. The Giants are great, but the Giants are too clean cut nowadays, man. Like, Eli Manning is all right, but doesn't Eli Manning look like he's one chromosome away from being retarded or something? I like the Giants when they were all like, I like Lawrence Taylor, man. Lawrence Taylor was the man, and he was, while he was on the Giants tackling everybody, he was a cokehead. That's the greatest thing ever. He didn't give a shit. Just breaking Joe Theismann's leg on blow. That's so great. But you know, you Yankee fans there, you might know. You know the guy Bob Shepard who used to do the Yankee games? The guy who went, now batting for the Yankees, number 2, Derek Jeter. Number 2, Derek Jeter. Shortstop. Number 2. He repeated everything, but what some of you younger people don't know is he used to do Giant games, and he would announce all the plays, defense and offense, and in the beginning, Taylor was so good. He was in on every tackle. So a typical thing that Bob Shepard would say would be like, Dorsett up the middle, gain of 2, spilled by Van Pelt, Carson, and Taylor. Everything ended with N. Taylor, because he was in on every tackle. And I thought to myself, wouldn't it be funny if Bob Shepard followed Lawrence Taylor around 24/7? And just stood 5 feet from him and announced everything Taylor did. That would be a reality show. Be like, now testing positive for cocaine. While asleep in a Jeep on the New Jersey Turnpike. A Dominican hooker. And Taylor. Now paying a prostitute. A coke dealer from Newark, and Taylor. Now buying the ugliest, gaudiest earring I've ever seen, Jamie Foxx, and Taylor. And I am a hypocrite. You yelled out, Artie Lange, like, let me tell you something. If that guy followed me around, it'd be awful. Especially for the last 5 years, it'd be like, now doing a line of heroin off a mozzarella omelet. At the Tick-Tock Diner on Route 3. An Asian whore. Artie Lange. And Taylor. That's a good one. So I thought I had the swine flu because I slept with a pig. Nah, that's a joke. Let me tell you something. I'm famous now. I don't sleep with pigs. You should have seen me in 1992. Every chick looked like Benji. And they were always late. Oh, what are you, a big Benji fan? Oh. It's the one thing he's offended by. Oh. Benji's a good guy, funny. Great kisser. Anyway. Now, let me tell you something. Here's how I feel about the swine flu. The swine flu sucks. And let me tell you my thoughts on this. I hate when things leave Mexico. That aren't supposed to. And come to America. And aggravate us. Let me make a list of things I hate that leave Mexico. Swine flu. And what else? Oh, yeah, Mexicans. Unless they have papers or they're Selma Hayek, I don't give a shit. There's some things that leave Mexico that I like cocaine. I have a friend in the Ku Klux Klan. Okay, it's me. No, on the Howard Stern show, we have Daniel Carver, the KKK guy. He's a racist, and I hate him for it, but God, is he funny. And this is a true story. One time on the air, this is the funniest thing that ever said. One time on the air, he goes, Howard, someday the Mexicans are going to outnumber the humans. What a thinker. It's a regular Southern Aristotle, that guy. So what's going on in the world? We have our first black president, Barack Obama, man. That's not... I love Barack Obama. I love him. I voted for him. But I'll tell you, I'm a little worried because he's a liberal and he's going to raise taxes, which means a guy like me is going to have to move into a shitty neighborhood. I'm going to lose all my money. That's up. So, I'm going to be in a real shit neighborhood. And the country has its first black president. And more exciting for me, soon I'm going to have my first black neighbor. We're gonna get offensive tonight. Now, you know what? I voted for Barack, and I'm so glad he beat Hillary Clinton, that lying bitch. They're all liars. I really wanted Barack to beat Hillary Clinton. As a matter of fact, I hadn't rooted for a black man to beat a white woman that badly since Dennis Rodman was dating Madonna. So everybody's against gay marriages, gay weddings. Why is everyone in the government all of a sudden against gay weddings? Has anyone here ever been to a thing that hasn't been gay? They're all gay, man. I don't care if it's two dudes or a guy and a girl. They're all gay. So, my career's going pretty good, man. I'm in front of you people. I thought to myself, what would happen if they asked me to host the Oscars, man? All right, don't laugh. It's a joke. Just roll with it. I would want to go out and say something funny, but I wouldn't want to sell out. I'd want to still be edgy, because the Oscars like when gay people host it, like Ellen DeGeneres or Hugh Jackman. I'm sorry, Ellen's not gay. Stop it. Neither is Hugh Jackman. My lawyer can check that off. No, but I would want to come out. Tell me if I ever hosted the Oscars, all right? This would be my first joke. Tell me if it's a little too edgy. Hey, it's great to be here. What a big night. The Oscars, every big celebrity's here. Earlier, I saw Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes, and they were kissing on the lips, and I yelled out, "Hey, Katie, how does John Travolta's cock taste?" Might have to pull that one back a little, I don't know. Tom Cruise says he isn't gay, so I guess he isn't gay, but he'll sue you, that But, if he was gay, I have a theory on why he's gay. It's a little grotesque, but hear me out on this. You know that annoying energy that Tom Cruise has? Like, yeah. Let's go snowboarding. My theory is cum, jizz, when you ingest it, gives you energy. I call it jizz energy. Guys, think about it. If you had jizz in your mouth, wouldn't you go... all excited about jumping on Oprah's couch because he's Katie Holmes. Yeah, I'm Katie Holmes. I should be Katie Holmes. For Tom Cruise, Katie Holmes should be like a distant memory of a blowjob he got on the set of Risky Business 1,000 years ago. Man, jumping on couches because he's a chick. All I'm saying is, Tom, look, when you get to the end zone, act like you've been there before. Chicks have jizz energy. Chicks always want to do something. Let's do something. We never do anything. Like, honey, we are doing something. I'm watching the game and eating a sandwich, and you're making me another sandwich. Your dream boat has docked. Nothing like making a sandwich for a young Dom DeLuise. Honey, listen, maybe later I'll shoot some jizz in you so you have energy to make me another sandwich. I dated this chick in California when I was on Mad TV, and she was from San Diego, real outdoorsy. I hate outdoorsy people. And she used to yell at me because she had all these asswipe friends who went hiking every weekend. And she would say to me every Friday, "I want to go hiking," and every Friday I'd go, "No." And she got into a big argument with me once. She said, you're the worst boyfriend. We never go hiking." And I got pissed, and finally I said, "Honey, let me ask you something. When we met, did I give off any vibe?" Like I might ever in a million years go hiking with you and your dick lick friends. And that led to an argument. Richard Simmons has so much jizz energy, he bounces. He's like, "Here, take a meal card. Here, take my fist." I almost fell. 20 years on drugs. I never fell off a stage once. I'm sober. I almost broke my neck. Pussy makes you lazy. I'm a f***ing man. Thank you for clapping, sweetie. Pussy makes you lazy, man. I am proof of that. After I chick, she better ask me like how I like my French toast, or she better shut the up. I'll put it to you this way. I'm so lazy after I come, if I was a gay guy, I would only get blowjobs from Arab dudes. This way there'd always be a towel right there for me to wipe my dick off with. You guys ain't at a Dane Cook show. But 40,000 other people are at the Nassau Coliseum. I'm making $11 tonight, and Dane Cook's on a private jet getting blown by a dude. I mean, a chick. Are you an Arab guy? I'm sorry, man. Look, I love you, man. You know what? I made a bomb, too. Dirty work. How about a hand for the great Norm MacDonald? Come on. So I went over to Afghanistan, actually, speaking of the terrorists, yeah. I went over there and I did stand up for the troops, and they're good men and women, man. They are. They're all right, yeah. But I made the mistake of going there while I was still on heroin. And Afghanistan is the start of the heroin trail. Guys, it's fresh heroin. And I've never done fresh heroin. I always get the shit that's smuggled into the city. And I'm looking at the while I'm on stage. I'm like, wow, well, that fresh heroin's right there, man. I would love to do some fresh heroines, not the smuggled shit. Let me put it to you this way. I would love to do some heroin that a Colombian girl didn't shit out in the Bronx at gunpoint. It's the truth. I didn't make that up. But the Marines over there in the Army, they're all like ghetto black kids and redneck white kids. Poor, you know, rich guys start the wars. And if I was a liberal asshole comic, I'd say, like George Bush, he started the war. and poor people die. No, rich people start the war, but the rich guy who started the war wasn't George Bush. It was Osama bin Laden. That's who started the war. Bush tried to finish it, but he's a retard. So. It's like your buddy in the playground who gets hit and he goes, eh. But, yeah, so, you know, I mean, I was over there, and Martin Luther King would love the Army. I mean, really, it's all poor black kids and poor white kids working together towards the same goal. Let me describe our Army over in the Middle East right now. It's black people and white people getting together, trying to kill brown people. Gotta kill somebody. But the Marines guarded me, and I had this black kid from Brooklyn guard me. He was a real good 20-year-old kid, like in great shape, and he was my bodyguard. He's protecting me, and I'm like, you know what? I don't know about this. I should be protecting him. He's way more important to the world than I am. I mean, come on, this guy's saving our country, and I'm in a basement on 23rd Street telling Mexican jokes. I should be taking the bullet for him, man. But he was a brave kid, man. He was a black kid and like all about love and helping me out, and you know. And what happened was he always did fat jokes about me, like he was trying to be funny, and I couldn't get mad at him. He's saving my life. I'm like, I dealt with the fat jokes. But one time we were under mortar attack. We go on, and you know, we're going to a bunker because mortars are attacking like us, me and Nick DiPaolo, you know, Dave Attell and Baba Booey. What are we gonna do? Yeah, we were in trouble. We were getting mortar attacked, so we gave Gary a grenade to throw, and he hit. And he missed the Taliban guy and hit an umpire. What an umpire was doing in Afghanistan, I have no idea. Speaking of Richard Simmons, anyway. You. Pussies. Kidding, I love you all. No, so we're under mortar attack, and this black kid, he did all these fat jokes about me. So I say to him, hey man, should we be scared right now? It's a mortar attack. And this is a true story. The kid looked at me and went, Artie, I look at this bullshit like this right here. If one of these hits you, you just gonna be dust. You ain't gonna feel shit, so who cares, man? You just gonna be dust. And then he pauses and he has to do a fat joke. He goes, you're gonna be a lot of dust. And I gotta clean that shit up, so have an apple. Boy, cab drivers stink in this city, don't they? I'm not talking about their attitudes. I'm talking about they smell, their body odor. They're disgusting. And if you guys are out-of-towners, I'm gonna tell you what. I'll give you a piece of advice on how to make the stink a little less offensive in a cab. This is what I do. If I'm in a cab and it stinks really bad, what I'll do is, to make it smell better in the cab, I just shit my pants. So the lesson is, before you hail a cab, have like 80 White Castles. You'll show that terrorist driving you. All right, he could be an Irish guy from Queens driving it. If this was 1938. You know, I'm a little bit of an out of control guy, but I'll tell you, man, out of control people to me are the funniest people. You know who the funniest guy is in the last 20 years? It ain't Jim Carrey, it ain't Eddie Murphy, it's Mike Tyson, let's face it. Mike Tyson tattooed his face, that means your life is over. You tattoo your face, you have checked, I don't give a anymore on myself. And I've said this before, Tyson's gonna go crazy and just start raping and killing shit. Like, I passed by a mailbox and I shot the mailbox was with me and I boxed it. Then I passed by a 1973 Buick Skylark saying with me Skylark. I picked it up, I hit Desiree Washington in the head with it. I passed by the post office and the post office was with me. I thought, oh, pussy and post offices are with me. I'm crazy, I'm crazy. I said to the postman, I'll till you love me. And Tyson was on, this is a true story. Tyson was on CNN once, and a hot chick that was interviewing him offended him somehow. I don't know how you offend Mike Tyson, but she offended him. And by the way, does every chick on the news have to be smoking hot now? I'm all for hot chicks, but there's got to be a time when guys don't think about pussy, man. And the news is it. The newscasters should be ugly. Society has a word for guys who think about pussy. Even during the news, we call them rapists. You got to get that shit off your mind, because when up until you're 11 years old, guys know this. I'm going to tell you chicks something. Up until a guy's 11 years old, all he wants to do is hit a home run in Little League. And then one summer it clicks and it's nothing but pussy, man. So to get our mind off, it's got to be ugly people doing the news, like Walter Cronkite, or that chick from the Yankees, Susan Waldman. That would be good. Susan Waldman, this is a true story, man. One time, the Best Damn Sports Show let me go on the field at Yankee Stadium to interview people. And John Sterling, the other Yankee announcer, who I think likes a couple of cocktails every once in a while, I don't know. He looks at me and he goes, "How did you get down here?" And I said, I won a Susan Waldman look-alike contest. And I thought he was gonna get mad. And he looked at me and he went, "Well, there is a resemblance." That's a cool. No, but so Tyson is on live television and this hot chick offends him. And on live TV, Tyson says something like, "I want to have sex with you and your mother. I want to fuck you, bitch." I don't know what it exactly was, but it was something like that. That's when your agent has to come up to you and go, "Hey, Mike. That bitch, I want to That's illegal, Mike, unless she says yes. Oh, that. No, remember Indianapolis, Mike? It's my last performance because Mike Tyson is going to kill me, dude. I got news for you guys. I'm not on heroin anymore, but if Mike Tyson is ever on the show, I'm calling out sick. And if I am in there, Howard's gonna go like, "Hey, Artie does an impression of you, Mike." I'm like, "No, I don't." That's Benji. You, Benji, I'll f your ass. Fat ass Uncle Fester looking, Benji. Benji. You can probably see that Tyson shit on YouTube. YouTube, man. For a guy who fucks up all the time like me, like for the last 20 years, I've been doing really dark shit. And, you know, I've been sort of famous for a little while. YouTube gets it on I mean, my agent, the first year that YouTube was around, my agent would call me up like every other weekend and go, listen, Art, bad news. I'm like, what happened? Did Bromance get canceled? No. By the way, this whole generation is gay. Fuck everyone. Everyone on the hills. Fuck every one of them. I hope they die. Die. Get shot by somebody. Die. If that Lauren Conrad bitch wanted to fuck me, you know what I'd say? Absolutely. And then die. A lot of people say you don't have energy after you but all the girls I'm with have just enough energy to throw up. And then ask me for $500. Not to get on a tangent, but when I was a kid, we watched, MASH and All in the Family and The Honeymooners. Now every swipe kid is like, oh, did you see Spencer's Brody? Like, go, I want to every one of you. Oh, but YouTube, so yeah, my agent goes, look, I got bad news, Art. I would come back from the road, and I go, what's the bad news? You go, listen, YouTube has video of you at a Denny's parking lot in Milwaukee. Could that have been you, Art? Go on. Denny's, what is that, like a restaurant or something? No, you're in a Denny's parking lot, and you leave the property of Denny's because I don't want to get sued on my DVD. I'm pretending this is a phone, like you don't get them on the phone. Like a mime now. No, so I go to an empty lot that no one owns. Guys, I gotta worry about getting sued. I f*** up, I'll be working at a car wash Wednesday. Come in, by the way, I'll detail it and everything. No, but he goes, so listen, there's video of you, you're in Milwaukee, and you're calling a 12-year-old black drug dealer the N-word. We need a comment from you. And I was like, oh, look, it's easy. His prices were outrageous. $30 for a 7.5 milligram Vicodin? Gandhi would have called him the N-word. Oh, you little N-word, you bastard. The guy in Cincinnati charged me $30. So, everybody knows everything about your life when you're on the radio. That's kind of up, like, they know when you break up with somebody, when you're on heroin. But it's, and sometimes I say shit about girls on the radio I shouldn't say, and I break up with them. But here's the thing with relationships and me. Hot chicks, here's how to keep a guy like me. Black book or Barry or whatever and text some friend of yours. Artie said, I got annoyed. We went over to Sound Factory and blew a guy. No, but here's, chicks, here's some advice. Don't try to inject yourself into guys' activities. We don't give a you do when you're, like, I don't know what chicks do when they're alone, like sit-ups or something. I don't know what you do. Hook rugs, I don't give a f. So don't try to do what we do. Like a few years ago, I was dating this chick, and way before Dana, by the way. And don't Dana. Dana's a tough. But no, this chick wanted to come with me to Las Vegas to watch the Super Bowl. Now, I was going with my guy friends, you know. I'm going to Vegas to watch the Super Bowl, you know. But she goes, listen, me and my mother want to put in a real live bet at like a sports book in Vegas. Could you call us like a half an hour before the game? And I'm like, all right. Now, I don't know about you guys, but if I'm in Las Vegas and I got to call a chick a half an hour before the Super Bowl, I got a whole checklist of shit I got to do. First, I got to take the Eastern European hooker off my cock. I got to tell her to keep clapping her hands so she doesn't steal anything. Guys, it's a conversation you have to have. They rob, they steal. It's another truism, you know? I mean, come on. You know how much good coke I've lost because I was too much of a gentleman to ask a or not to clap her hands while I took a shit? Come on. Boy, that took an ugly turn. Now, you know, I called her, but by the way, listen, guys, I'm going to do a public service announcement right now, okay? This is advice from Artie Lange. If you have like 10-year-old sons, 11-year-old sons, if you have little broads, I don't know what to tell them. But even if you're a 21-year-old guy, you haven't lived life yet, I have some life advice. This is such great, I wish somebody would have told me this 20 years ago, because this is the best life advice I could give you. This is for if you have a kid in Little League, a son, sit him down and tell him this, okay? Here we go. If you give a hooker money to go and get cocaine, she will never come back with the cocaine. I'm gonna say that again slowly. If you give a hooker money to go and get cocaine, she will never come back. Cocaine. Guys, some things in life are not 100%. I am like 40 for 40 on this. They never come back. And listen, I want to get this in your skull so bad that I'm going to do a little hand puppet show for you. Just watch closely. Tell this to your asshole kid. Here's you. Here's a hooker. Rhonda, if I give you money for cocaine, will you come back with the cocaine? Absolutely, baby. All right, she could be Puerto Rican. Absolutely, baby. Really? Absolutely, baby. How long will you be? 20 minutes, baby. You would never lie to me, right? Of course not. 20 minutes, baby. Do I really have the biggest dick you've ever seen? 20 minutes, baby. All right, Rhonda, here. Here's the money. See you later, baby. No, on the cheek. Don't clap too long. I'm getting so tired holding my arms up. Now I forgot the bit. Let's go back. 20 minutes, baby. All right, you're good. Now, so Rhonda goes away to get the cocaine. Here's you 14 hours later. Where's Rhonda? With the cocaine. I'm watching Biography on A&E. And it's about Fleetwood Mac, so I want cocaine. Ooh, look what's next, Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor was a black guy who did a lot of cocaine. He was also funny, too, man. Yeah, you're sitting there watching Biography on A&E. Here's Rhonda at a strip club blowing all of the Los Angeles Lakers. This is a hand blowing somebody. I don't know what the f I'm doing. No, so I call my girlfriend back. It's a half an hour before the Super Bowl, and this is a true story. She goes, listen, we decided, me and my mother decided we want to put $50 on the over. I taught her what the under-over was, you know, the total amount of points in the game. And she's like, please, please. I'm like, all right, honey, I'll put $50 in on the over. So call me back when you get it. So I hang up. And look, I have a reputation as a degenerate. I'm not going to put in a $50 bet. So what happens was, I wait 15 minutes, I get another Hummer, and I call her back. I go, honey, it's Vegas, man. I go, honey, you're in. $50 on the over. You're in. She goes, Mom, we're in. Get the popcorn. We have a real live bet at a real casino. $50 on the over. We have to root for the over. And I said, good luck, sweetie. And she said, but no, honey, we want to pretend like we're there with you. What do you have a bet on so we could root for you? And very calmly, I said, look, honey, I have $30,000 on the under. So good luck to you and your bitch mother. Anyway. So of course, what happens? The over comes in big. I go home and I explain to her that I'm broke. I had like no pants on. And she goes, oh, sweetie, I'm so sorry. You got my 50? And that led to a fight. Any Philadelphia Eagles fans here? There's always a couple. You know an Eagles fan because they spell out the word Eagles. E-A-G-L-E. It's like a spelling bee for retards. And then you say, look, can you use the word Eagles in a sentence just like a spelling bee? Yes. The Eagles have never won the Super Bowl. But say what you want about Eagle fans. An Eagle fan said the funniest thing in the history of television. History of television. The Eagle fans were such drunken lunatics that in the old place where they played, the Vet, they put a working judge in the basement. This was like 1993. So if you were drunk off your ass and being like an asshole, which happened a lot, they took you to see a judge while you were still drunk. And he was like a real badass guy, you know. So the first kid this happened to, it made big news. They put it on television. And the kid gets in front of the judge, and he's so drunk that he's doing that thing where you're moving forwards and backwards at the same time. Like... squinting to see a foot in front of you. Is that a judge? Or my girlfriend? So he's on camera, you know, and a judge is going to throw the book at him. And the judge starts screaming at him. He goes, you know what? This is a family place. There are children here. I have a good mind to throw the book at you, man. I'm going to make, you know what? I'm going to make an example out of you. I'm going to throw the book at you. I'm going to give you a big fine, but I'm going to give you a chance to say one thing in open court to redeem yourself. Think about it very carefully, son, because based on what you say, I'm going to give you a sentence. Fine, jail time. What do you have to say in open court? And this kid, I'm telling you what, if I ever see him, I'm going to buy him drinks all night because he said the funniest thing you could have said. Facing jail time, a big fine, this drunk Eagles fan looked at the judge and said, Troy Aikman's a fag. I'll tell you what, if I was a judge and a murder case was in front of me and a guy had enough evidence against him in the murder of 12 nuns, like OJ evidence, blood, DNA all over his face, you know. And his one statement in open court was Troy Aikman's a fag. Innocent, case dismissed. By the way, Troy Aikman's not a fag. Check it off. No one's a anymore. No one's a wop. No one's a guinea. No one's anything. They're all something American. You. Kids nowadays, when they go buy fireworks on Canal Street, have to buy African American chasers. They don't work as good, man. Guys laughing, thank God. I don't know, man. I just have a dark attitude about stuff. I'm depressed, and stuff that people think is great, I think is evil. I see the evil in everything. People say, Art, do you think the glass is half full or half empty? I'm like, half full. And they're like, really? Yeah, but what's in it will kill you. And it tastes like shit. Like, here's an example of something that everybody in the world thinks is so good, but I think is evil. Hear me out on this. You know what I think is evil that everyone thinks is good? The Special Olympics. Now listen. What evil thought up racing retarded kid? What are they, frogs at a college bar? And the most evil bastard is the guy who does the commercials for the Special Olympics. The commercials for the Special Olympics, I mean, nobody cares about anything but winners in this country. Nobody gives a fuck about the losers. So the commercial for the Special Olympics, it only shows the kid who comes in first. And of course, he's happy, he's a winner. He crosses the finish line like, yeah! What about the kid in the Special Olympics who comes in dead last? Think about that kid. That kid's retarded. Plus, he's the slowest retarded kid there. Not much for him to write home about, huh? Why don't we just go all the way with it? Why don't we just make bets on it and shit? Call up your bookie and go, yeah, listen, yeah, Vin, I want to get the Mongoloid in the third race. Your bookie's like, nah, he's been scratched for medical reasons. Yeah, it's he woke up this morning and ate his own shit. I'm like, so did I, Vinny, but I'm doing all right. So it's good being a Giant fan now because the Cowboys suck. And how great is it? The Cowboys suck, and like a present from the white trash god, the Cowboys have a quarterback whose last name rhymes with homo. Oh, my God. That would be like if everybody on the Red Sox last name was Gasshole or something. You could say Tony Homo on angel dust. I know, I've tried it, like Tony Homo. And then... So I'm a big sports fan. Any Yankee fans here? Any Met fans in the gay section? Mets. Nah, but let me tell you something. It's crazy. I like the Yankees, but I hate A-Rod. Hate his gut. He's everything that walks. He's out with Kate Hudson, Madonna. Hit a home run in October, douchebag. I don't care if A-Rod does steroids. Just do them after October 1st. Everyone's like, oh, he's hitting now. Yeah, it's May. This is when he hits. You know, A-Rod is not a clutch player, man. He's not a clutch player. And he's not. And he complains about the New York press. He's like, oh, you know, I was going out with a girl. I happen to be married. And they give me shit about it, you know. Like, and, you know, no, Babe Ruth, everything that walked when he was married. We didn't care because he got big hits in October, man. If A-Rod hits one home run to beat the Red Sox in October, he could Gumad at third base. I don't give a shit. Make my $4,000 tickets worth something. It's not clutch. But he wants to be like Babe Ruth. That's why he wears number 13, because it has a 3 on it. That's a true story. He wants to be like Babe Ruth. And people don't realize this. He's a lot like Babe Ruth. Before the playoffs a couple of years ago, A-Rod went to a hospital and promised a dying kid that he'd ground out to second for him. And I was at the game, people. It's true. A-Rod pointed to second base. Did you guys hear me and Norm telling Bob Ueckler stories on the show? I spent 24 hours with Bob Ueckler. He's the funniest who's ever lived. That Mr. Deer was a homo. Worked with the 6 years, he's taking it up the Hershey Highway. He says like real old guy stuff, you know? And we sat in the booth with him to announce a couple of innings, and it was so great because, you know, like I said, you have a cough button. You hit the cough button if you don't want to be on the air, so you could cough. You don't hear yourself on the air. And it was like watching a jazz musician or something, man. He would be in the middle of announcing a play, and if he saw a hot chick, he'd just hit the cough button to say something about the chick that was filthy, you know? It'd be like, here's the 2-2 pitch to Sosa, ground ball to shortstop. Look at the tits on that. Over to first base, 2 down. But then he would say real old guy stuff, you know, like about chicks. Like, here's a fly ball to center field. Boy, I'd like to get with that trollop. 3 outs. I have an Italian mother. Where are the Italians here? Any eye ties here? I have a very loud Italian mother. She's a saint, but she was confusing when I was growing up, man. She's the one who called me too fat to fish then. But thank you. Thank you for buying Too Fat to Fish, guys. Now my illegitimate son, who's half Filipino in Vegas, can go to community college. But my mother used to say shit in the same volume. And she would start out saying something really hateful because she was mad at me. And then in the same volume, in like a run-on sentence, she would say something kind of motherly, you know? Like she would say shit like, I hate you, I never want to see you again. Are you hungry? Get out of this house and never come back. There are chicken cutlets in the refrigerator. Should I take the chicken cutlets with me when I get the out of the house? I love my mom. I love my sister Stacy. They saved my life. 2 good people. Actually, I should say they saved my life again. So I've been on the Howard Stern show for 8 years now, guys. And Howard's the best. It really is the greatest show ever, man. Howard created the greatest show of all time. And it's an honor to be there. A lot of people say to me, Art, what's a really good inside story about the show? And I have a great one. This is one of my favorite things that happened on the show. I like guests that are smart and funny and get the show. That's why one of my favorite guests of all time is the great Chris Rock. We all love Chris Rock. So, about 7 years ago, we were still on terrestrial radio, whatever the that means. K-Rock, that's where we were. And Chris Rock was on the show. And Rock, he's as smart as Howard, he's as funny as Howard, he just gets how the show works. He's a brilliant comedic mind. And that's why, like, Howard can't get anything over on him. He's a fan and he listens to the show. So a great thing happened. Howard does a half-hour interview with Rock. As usual, Rock is great. It's an awesome interview. And then Howard says, hey, Chris, why don't we go to the phones and see what the fans want to say to you? So Chris, who knows how the show works, goes, here's where I get called a nigger. The guests at that time didn't realize was where I sat in the old place, I could see Howard's computer screen in front of him, and it had all the phone calls on it. And it had the person's name, where they were from, and what they wanted to say when they got on the air. Howard could see it, I could see it, but the guests couldn't see it. So after Rock goes, here's where I get called a nigger. I look at Howard's computer screens, and I swear to God, these are the first 3 phone calls. Number 1, Vinny in Queens. Wants to call Chris a nigger. Number 2, Joey in Staten Island. Thinks Chris is a nigger. And then, unfortunately, this is sad, but not to leave out my hometown. Eddie in Jersey. You're not going to clap in a second. Eddie in Jersey asks the intelligent question, why is Chris such a nigger? And the 4th one wanted to call me fat in case he gay. So after that happens, and Rock says, here's where I get called a nigger, Howard looks at the phone calls, and this is what's so great about Howard. This is why he's the best ever. He looks at Rock and he goes, oh, come on, Chris, I would never do that to you. We're friends, man. You think I'd f with you like that? Come on, man. Oh, he didn't say we were on terrestrial radio. You think I'd mess with you like that? Honestly, we're friends. We hang out after the show. I'm insulted you think I'd let a racist on my show. Come on, Chris. And Rock is like, whatever, man, whatever. Then there's a pause, and Howard goes, Vinny in Queens, you're on the air. It ain't the View, man. It's the Howard Stern show, by the way. Because stuff is so politically correct now. It's really terrible now. It's like, you know, people, the N-word is the worst, most offensive racial slur of all time. It really is. It's just an ugly word. And when you say the N-word, everything stops. But now everybody's so sensitive. There's groups of people that try to pretend that their words are just as offensive. You know who are a bunch of pussies? Midgets, and I'll tell you why. You see a midget on TV, they'll try to sell you this shit. They'll go, calling a little person a midget is the same thing as calling a black person a nigger. I thought that was interesting. So you know what I did? I went out one day and I tried both things. Just to see if they're the same. I went out and I found a random little person, which, by the way, is hard to do. I found a random little person, and I said, hey, midget. And then I found a random black guy, which is much easier. Just go to a car wash and throw a rock. Oh, you went too far. Fuck you. The black guys laughing. Black guys don't give a f. Black guys know they can kick my ass. You white pussies who get offended. No, but you know, I found a little person and I said, hey, midget. And then I found the black guy and I said, hey. It turns out there's a huge difference. One will get you smacked in the shin. And the other one will get your ass kicked. So the lesson here, people, is never, ever call a black person a nigger. Unless they're a midget, then do whatever the you want. Political correctness is running amok. Even kid shows are politically correct now. I've said this before. You know, on Sesame Street a few years ago, they tried to add a puppet with AIDS? In other countries, to teach kids about AIDS, they put a puppet on Sesame Street with AIDS. In America, we said no, and they were like, why? And we said, well, maybe because we don't want to depress the living shit out of 4-year-old kids. Could they have a little time to figure out that life doesn't completely blow? A puppet on Sesame Street with AIDS? Snuffleupagus shows up, he weighs only 60 pounds. You're a big Sesame Street fan, man? We'll make it romper room. Now, Snuffleupagus is all thin. He's got legions all over his body. That's fun for your 4-year-old to watch. Big Bird's like, what's the matter, Snuff? I have AIDS, Bird. Shared a needle with Mr. Hooper, Bird. Took it in the ass one too many times, Bird. Now here's Grover with today's letters, H, I, and V. There's some religious freaks who think God sent AIDS here to destroy the world, like he used to send fire and water. But I'll tell you, if they're right, we really can't blame God for AIDS, man. I'll tell you why. Look, believe me, you know, people think I have an attitude. I don't want anybody to die. I love everybody. I want everybody to be healthy and everything. But AIDS is a f***ed thing, and we got to figure it out. And there's some religious freaks who think that AIDS is like, you know, because we're sinning, God sent it here. And we really can't blame God because it's not right. AIDS wasn't right in our face. Like fire and water, the way he destroyed the earth. It was like right here, obvious, fire, water, killing you. It's almost like God said to his assistant, you know what, I'm gonna send the virus down there, but I'm not gonna make it so obvious. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna hide it way up a monkey's ass. Way up a monkey's ass. They'll never find it, man. So God puts AIDS way up a monkey's ass, and then what happens? A goddamn horny African monkey. And now I can't shoot heroin while I'm getting ass fucked in Haiti. No more sharing needles, the fun's over. You guys are a good crowd. Thank you for coming out tonight. I'll end by saying this, you know, I graduated from high school in 1985. Actually, I had to go to summer school. It was August of 1985. But rap music was just coming into play. Like, it was all Schooly D and Run DMC and shit. And we would all be like in the smoking lounge, and all the white kids weren't hip. We'd still have like Blue Oyster Cult shirts on, you know, like smoking a cigarette. And black people are so innovative. They're just creative. Like one day black people were like, this, we're changing music, you know. And one day they showed up in the smoking lounge and all the black kids were in a circle and they were breakdancing and they had a boombox and it was like, you know, like White Castle fries only come in one size, you know. Adidas, you know. It's Christmas time in Hollis, Queens. Mom's cooking up the collard greens, you know. You're like, damn, that's better than listening to Rush for the 8,000th time. And they were real, like funky and stuff, and they start breakdancing, but I used to like to everybody. So everybody in the smoking lounge had to go to office detention. We all had to go to office detention. I used to try to figure out ways to make all the kids late for office detention. So I figured I'd break dance, but only learn the beginning part. You know how when you're in a circle and you're breakdancing, it comes to a guy and you can't leave the circle until the guy goes down and breaks, you know? You can't leave while he's doing the intro. So to make everybody late, I'd get in the circle, and my buddy Lorenzo, this black kid, would let me in the circle. And when it came to me my turn, for 35 minutes, all I would do was this. Lorenzo would be like, come on, calm down, Lorenzo, I'm freestyling. I'm out of breath from that now. Wah, I'm out of breath. Wah. You guys are evil with that wah, man. If I ever died, you'd show up to my funeral and go up to my mother, wah, my fat son died, wah. Wah, my fat son got hold of some bad ecstasy. Wah. Mrs. Lange, can I get a picture with you? Guys, I want to thank you all for coming tonight. First of all. I want to thank my mother. I want to thank my old man, wherever he's at, up or down. I love you, Dad. And I want to just bring up, a couple of people who are very special to me that you might want to meet. First of all, I want to bring up, not Miss Howard Stern. I'm going to bring up first my sister Stacy, who saved my life. Get up here. Come on, Stace. I love you. I guess she must have a different father or something. And I tell you what, you've been hearing about these guys on the show. I want to bring up the two ex-cops who saved my life and got me off heroin. Let's hear it for helicopter. I love you, baby. Just as some history of Helicopter Mike, when he was a cop, he shot Old Dirty Bastard. But ODB shot at him first. I want to bring up another guy who is a great friend of mine, the other guy who helped me get my life together and get off the shit, Joe the Cop Lochran. Joe, get up here. I love you, brother. Look, honestly, guys, I want to thank Gary Delabate, the great Fred Norris, Robin Quivers, and the great one and only Howard Stern. I want to thank Gotham Comedy Club and Chris Mazzilli, the owner, for letting me do this tonight. Your two openers, great comics. Look for them, Pete Dominic and Joey Matarese. How about it? Come on. But most of all, guys, honestly, I want to thank you all. The Howard Stern fans have been so nice to me. You guys are like best friends I never met. I love you. And I want to say one last thing to all the on the Stern Fan Network. I'm still alive, you